And then come the 10th, you're going to be in the LA Sports Arena, and there's 7,300 fans there, and you guys go 23 minutes and 45 seconds. But what's interesting is you push the referee doesn't signal for the bell until he regains his senses. By that point, Bret has you in the sharpshooter, and fans believe that Bret is the champ. And the local news in LA even reports that Bret won the world title. Now, that doesn't actually happen. On the 11th, you're going to wrestle in Alberta, a town called Red Deer up in Canada, and it's you and Bret in the main event. But the next day, the 12th, so 4 days after the inner ear thing, which happened on the 8th in Phoenix,
Mhm.
we're in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's October 12th, and that's where you're going to drop the title to Bret the Hitman Hart. 26 minutes and 29 seconds is the match time. Take us through that day. Like you're feeling like, man, I just can't keep doing this. You show up to TV and they break the news to you, or do you offer it, or how does that come to be?
Well, they knew I had to go home.
Right.
I had to. I mean, I just couldn't. It's really hard to wrestle when you can't get up and down.
Sure.
Didn't hurt my back. I mean, it didn't hurt. I didn't hurt at all. I just couldn't. When I laid down in bed at night, when I got up to my feet, like to use the restroom, it took me 5 seconds to before I could stand up. So if I'm taking a bump, which I did, all
Yeah.
kinds of bumps, it took me. I had to position myself, which I explained to Bret, and he understood. I had to get up at my speed to do something else.
Yes.
So the match just sucked. That's what I feel so bad about it. Brett and had all these really good matches, and then the night I give him the title, I'm at like 20%.
Right.
So, but I just talked to him the other day on the anniversary of that, and he sent me the nicest text saying that was the biggest day of his career. So if he felt good about it, that's all that matters.
Meltzer had this to say: Bret Hart captured the WWF title in a last minute decision from Ric Flair in approximately 25 minutes on October 12th in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan at the TV tapings amidst much WCW like booking on the fly chaos. Hart won the title by submission using the sharpshooter after a suplex and what was said to have been an excellent match. The title change was a decision made within the last week because the WWF needed to get a babyface, and Hart in particular, over big time in a hurry because of the uncertainty as to the long term future of the Ultimate Warrior, in short term, because The Undertaker isn't expected back after undergoing shoulder surgery until mid December. Hart and a few others apparently knew about it midweek, although I'm not sure Flair was one of the others. Now, talk to us about this. You've obviously, he being Dave Meltzer, doesn't have the information about your inner ear situation, but we know this is October, and by January, so not too long after that, the bloom is off the rose. You're going to lose a loser leaves match, and you're out of the WWF. Were you feeling like it was heading that direction before the inner ear problem, or do you think the inner ear problem just sort of sped it up? Or talk me through that.
Okay, give me the time frames again.
So you hurt your inner ear on October 8th. 4 days later, and that's in Phoenix. 4 days later in Canada, you dropped the title to Bret.
No, I
This is
got that, but
October,
give me the loser leave town. What day was that?
January. So October to January, it feels like there's this lame duck period
Yeah,
in
I
there.
was off.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
No,
you
let
got,
me tell you a story. So I go to the Mayo Clinic
yep.
with my dad, who was a doctor in Minnesota. I go to Duke because I live in North Carolina, and neither one of them can figure out how to treat this thing in my ear. So by chance, I met another doctor because I just had to get this fixed. Um, and the guy said, I don't, it's probably going to be a year. Well, I had Lloyd's of London then. I think I've told you this story.
Yes.
And I had paid all that money and I'd never written off the premium so that when I got, if it didn't get better, I get 750,000 cash tax free. I know because I didn't write off the premium. Okay. So the day the day I'm supposed to fly home to Minneapolis, I was still going on the road with them periodically. The day before, I got up and it was gone. and not to change it, the whole segment around. I went, what the hell? It was gone. I laid back down, got up, it was gone. I went over and hit my head on the wall 4 times. Lay back down, it was gone. So I called my dad and he said to me, karma, you're not gonna tell him because nobody would know.
Right.
All I had to do was go pick up a 750. And my dad said the karma will come back on you. So I didn't get it. And I went back to work. And then Vince said to me, I'm going to go young. He said, hey, but Watch has been calling me every day. Do you want to go back? And I said, if you're going to go young, and I won't, you wanted me to do something I didn't want to do, which would be like a secondary. You wanted to put me in a secondary position. I wasn't ready for that. So I'll be damned if I didn't. I left gladly and let put Kurt over it, which I was proud to do.
Yeah.
Fly back, and by the time I get there, Watch has been fired. Ole's the booker. Ole looks at me. I walk in the office. He goes, "What the fuck are you worth to me after doing a job on national TV last night?" I said,
Wow.
"Motherfucker, I'm worth more to you than any 10 guys you got here on the roster. If you look at the houses here lately, um, so I walked next door to Bob Due's office, and I said, Bob, it's me or him right now. And he said, who can replace him? And I said, well, there's a guy downstairs. And that's the guy's honest truth. And that's how Eric got in there.
What a rib on you.
Eric can tell you any fabricated story he wants. He got the job because I recommended him.
Can't help it. You just do it to yourself, don't you?
I sure did. And then on top of that, I went and got Hogan and Savage, and oh God. And I had 80 people mad at me because we hired half the WWE to make Hulk happy. And of course, that pushed our guys out. So everybody was pissed. And all I did was recommend the guy get a job.
What a rib.
I can only look back and laugh at it now.
It's interesting, this match with Bret. It doesn't ever air on TV. You know, it's at a TV taping, but it
Probably
doesn't
not
air
that
on
good.
TV. It winds up being a part of the Coliseum home video release, Smack 'em Whack 'em, which is probably a movie that Rick made in his hotel room once upon a time. Uh, I can't believe you're gone just 3 months after this, man. I mean, it feels like this might be the beginning of the end of your WWF run. We got lots of questions about this. Let's jump into it. WWE Master wants to know, did WWE want to do a WrestleMania 9 main event between you and Bret? Like, do you think that would have possibly been the main event had you stuck around for WrestleMania 9, you and Bret?
No. He was going to go younger.
Do you know what you said secondary position. Did he lay out any ideas for you that you remember and thinking, I don't want to work with a program like that?
No, he just said, I'm going to go younger. And I'm not going to feature you as a main eventer. That's all I had to hear.
I got you.
Because I knew I could work better than 99% of the guys he wanted to put ahead of me.